before I get into that, this is what you're going to have when you're all said and done. All right, is you're going to have your 5 different roses and your 5 different recreations all on one sheet. All right, that way we have them all in one place. Ideally, trying to get everything about the same size. All right, trying to keep it relatively consistent. Not one that's, one of the roses is here and it's gigantic. You like my roses, by the way? Pretty cool, right? I'm really good, in case you haven't noticed. All right. So, next style is pretty simple, not that big of a deal. Going to go to my layers, going to unlock my originals, highlight that layer, and I'm going to drag and drop what is called PomPom. I think it's understandable why it's called PomPom. It looks like a pom-pom. So I'm going to lock that back up, and I'll go to my drawing. So this is basic and pretty simple. This is all about squares. All right. You could do it with the pen tool. The issue with the pen tool is if I try to pen tool the first line, all right, hit escape, go to my properties, and I give my stroke. I think it was around, like that. Okay. That's great. I can rotate it. All right. So if you wanted to, you could have a 13-point stroke, and you could go around with the pen tool and hit all of these. Okay, so there's 2 ways to do it. Now, the only issue is if I do this, and I can, it's not a huge deal. I can go around and color the strokes, okay? You can't take this. Like, let's say I just wanted to copy and paste it and bring it over here. All right? If I try to change the size, because some of them are longer than others, when I do that with a stroke, you'll notice that my stroke size changes. When you enlarge a line, the stroke enlarges with it. All right? So 2 ways to do it. I think this is probably the easiest way, is to go through and draw and use the pen tool and just pick each line. You want to go from the center of the line. All right? And the hard part will just be keeping track of your colors. You can also, if you want to, do that first one with a square. I don't need a stroke on this, however. All right. And then it's just a matter of just copy and paste. Either one is fine. The downside to this one is you'll notice I only get 4 points. I have to zoom in a little bit until I get that middle point that allows me to make it longer, which is honestly kind of annoying. All right. So I would recommend the pen tool. Again, this is to practice our pen tool. You could always use the line segment tool, but I think the pen tool is going to be best. This one, we got a lot of swatches. So same deal. Make a new folder. Just going to call it Pom. And you're going to go through and grab all your colors. Okay? You're going to grab all your colors. You're going to make your pom-pom. Once your pom-pom's good, then you got to figure out the flower. What I've done over here, just to talk about it a little bit, right here, simple lines, overlapping, and radial. Those are kind of the sort of, way this looks, the style, all right, to it. So when you're doing your flower, there are some really interesting creative things you can do with this. All right, and I think so far all the flower solutions I've seen have been excellent. I've been really happy. You guys are doing a really good job, okay? So I don't think there's no trick to this. There's no mask to this. This is just, the challenge on this one isn't the recreation. The challenge on this one is figuring out what to do with that rose, okay? So that's pretty basic.